In Albany in 2001, there were never rooms anything like this. There was no independent shows going on, so I always like to try to give back to the community and try to give people that have dreams of trying to stand up a shot here. So I brought 3 local comedians here tonight, and the first one's going to kick it off. He's originally from Binghamton, New York. He lives in Albany, New York now. Please welcome Ed Daniels. Ladies and gentlemen.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Whoa. What do you got to know to get those seats? You guys are closer than I am. I'm excited to be here. Glad everybody's here tonight. I'm also excited to announce I recently celebrated a monumental birthday, the big 5-0. Anybody here over 50? Raise your hand. You lying sacks of shit. 50 and 49, 1 year apart. They're worlds apart. Honest to God, when you turn it, I didn't weird out. I didn't get, oh my God, I hit a plateau. I'm old or any of that. But I did notice some subtle changes in my life. And first of all, let's start with the doctor. The minute you hit 50, it's like when the clock hit midnight, my file popped out. And when I went in for my physical, and I have the same doctor now for probably 6-7 years. But he's taken a new interest in my body, particularly my ass. The rubber gloves, the KY and everything. And don't get me wrong, I've been going there for years and I've had the rectal exams, but when you hit 50, like a lot of relationships, he took it to the next level. He's putting all kinds of shit in there. He scopes, cameras. I'm over at my physical the other day and I'm on all fours, whistling, just waiting, and he's back there stirring up trouble. I don't know what the hell's going on. It was cold, it hurt, and I got scratched. I yelled out, ouch! He goes, don't move, I almost got it. I'm like, almost got what? I had to look back, and he had a wire coat hanger going up my ass looking for his college ring. Ain't no saying how long it'd been there. Like I said, I've been there for years. And he's pulling out a boot, a license plate, a beer cap, and 50 years is a long time. That's just silly. In reality, we sat down after that, and he said to me, anything you want to talk about? We had this consultation thing at the end, and I had something that was bothering me that has been on my mind, and I was a little nervous to ask him. Thank God for HIPAA. I felt confident he wouldn't giggle and go tell all his friends. I said, yeah, I got something that's on my mind. I feel a little funny talking about it. He said, what is it? And I said, when I was in my 30s and had full erection, hear me out, I couldn't bend it with both hands. I get in my 40s, I could bend it 10% with one hand. Now that I hit 50, I can bend it 25% with one hand. He said, well, what's your point? I said, well, God damn it, Doc, how strong am I going to get? That's a true story. As I said, I turned 50, and originally from Binghamton, New York, divorced dad, have a 20-year-old daughter. Imagine the fun I'm having with that. She's behind a surprise party. We're going back to my hometown to celebrate my 50th birthday. I know nothing about it. We jump in the car, and 50 and 20, in a normal family, we would have ran out of things to talk about Route 88, but we're going down the highway, and being 50, I feel profound. We're going to talk about deep shit. And so she's telling me, we're talking about dating, and I'll get to that in a minute, but we're talking about the differences, and she says, it's no different now that I'm 20 than when you were 20. I said, are you kidding me? I mean, think 30 years ago, some of the differences. So I'm lecturing her, and I told her, 30 years ago, I had long hair. Today I got long back hair. 30 years ago I grew pot. Today I grow a pot belly. 30 years ago I took acid. Today I take antacid. 30 years ago I'd like to hang out a new hip joint. Today I need one. I used to like the Rolling Stones. Now I got kidney stones. 30 years ago I was lazy. I smoked pot, drank beer, watched porn. Today, well, it's probably a bad example. 30 years ago, an Afghan was an uncomfortable blanket my grandmother made. Today it's a guy that fucks goats that I don't want to be anywhere near on an airplane. And anybody out there that's Afghan, I'm sorry, sincerely. I don't need anybody coming up with a padded vest and buying me a beer. That's just evil. Why'd I even go there? So we get on to Binghamton and we get there, and like I said, I'm 50 and I'm feeling all profound, and I'm going to take her all around my hometown and show her where I grew up and everything. Meantime, not knowing anything about the party. I go to my childhood at home and pull up outside and I light up a cigar and I'm feeling all profound, and I'm looking at the windows, where I grew up, and I've been there most of my childhood, and I'm looking at, and each window had a story behind it. I looked in the living room and I thought about a fight I had with my sister. I must have been about 7 years old, and she told me I was adopted. And I cried and ran to my mother, and she assured me I wasn't, but there was an ad in the paper. Then I looked in my bedroom, and it brought me back probably around the same time, about 8 years old. I'm sleeping one night. When you're a kid, anybody here ever, you wake up in the middle of the night and you think you see something in your room like a monster? It might be a bathrobe or a shadow. I swear to God I saw a monster. So I let out a scream. My father comes running in. We used to call him Mr. Warmth. He was a real understanding guy. He says, "God damn it, shut up. There's no such thing as monsters." So I go back to bed. A couple minutes later, I'm dreaming about it, and I wake up screaming again. Well, he comes in his caring way, flips on the light and grabs me by the neck and makes us go through every drawer in the dresser, through the closet, under the bed, to prove that there's no monster. So I go back to bed, and I just can't deal with it. I'm petrified. So I sneak into my parents' room and crawl under the bed to sleep. And you guessed it. What happens? Uh-oh. Yeah. They wake up in the morning and they engage in some adult activity. Well, I'm under the bed and I hear this commotion. I'm thinking, the monster found me and he's pissed. It took me a few minutes to realize that wasn't the case. And at 8 years old, I didn't really know what the alternative was, but I knew it wasn't a monster. He was more subtle. And then I heard, and I believe it was my mother, yelling, "I'm coming, I'm coming." And I'm like, Jesus Christ, about time. The monster was in my room 2 hours ago. That's a true story, too. Moving along, I look up into my bathroom window, and this one's real embarrassing, but if I don't tell it, you won't laugh. And I discovered my sexuality in the bathtub at 11 years old at 45 Jackson Street, Binghamton, New York. And I only tell you because if it pops up on a real estate channel, it's previously owned. I'm in the bathtub, washing a particular part of my body faster than I ever had before. And my mother comes storming in, and I can't blame her. With the commotion in the water, she probably thought I was pulling water skiers. She comes running in and yells, "Edward!" That's what she called me when I jerked off. And you remember what our parents used to say, "Cut that out or you'll go blind." And I said, "Well, can't I do it till I need glasses?" So she gets my father. Remember Mr. Warmth? He comes in, he says, "God damn it, Edward, you heard your mother. Cut it out or you'll go blind." I said, "Dad, I'm over here." Yeah, I come from a long line of masturbators. It was what they left me. It's kind of like a legacy or like a family business. It's recession-proof. Business is good. Moving right along. I told you I'd get back to the dating scene. Talking to my daughter about dating, and I'm telling her about some of the differences, and she's, think about the differences 30 years ago and now with dating. I mean, hell, you only got to go back 10 years. 30 years ago, a friend hooked you up. 30 years ago, you asked somebody out and swapped phone numbers, whatever. Today, you need a resume online just to kiss a girl. I mean, honest to God, there's eHarmony, there's this, there's that. I'm not trying to be hip. I'm divorced. I'm in the dating scene now, and I'm trying to figure out how to play this thing out. And the tools are a little different than they were back when I was 20. So I decided I'm going to get a little bold, and as bold as I can get at 50. I grabbed the Metroland. Y'all know the fun you have with that thing. I open it up, and I decide I'm not computer savvy. It's easier just to find those horny girls in the Metroland that lie about themselves and go get one of them. So I open up the Metroland, I'm reading. Boy, anyone here ever read those? Be honest, aren't they fun? They take on a whole new meaning when you're horny, but they are fun. And I was reading it today. Listen to this one. It was awesome. 78-year-old woman looking for long-term relationship. She's 70-fucking-8, deserves a commitment. The other one, 5-foot woman, 250 pounds, enjoys slow, quiet walks. So where are the icebox? I'm going to go out on a limb. If she's walking, it's not too quiet. And I can't see myself dating somebody like that. I could just see a ceiling fan mishap or something. And I do have a fear of heights. I know that was terrible. But the thing that I get a kick out of is, as you read them and you have fun with them,